A wise saying on how to respond to a mean person. The one who makes you angry is the one who rules you. Napoleon Bonaparte. The key to this is that the person who causes the anger can eventually manipulate our emotions. In other words, if what someone does or says makes us angry, it means that at that moment we have given the emotional initiative to that person. Whether the person intended it or not, our feelings and actions are affected by them. For example, suppose a co-worker is intentionally saying something rude or demeaning to you at work. If the person keeps making you angry, and you end up getting angry and you can't control your emotions, at that moment he has taken over your emotions. Your behavior has been determined by what he says and how you behave. But if you realize the meaning of this quote and control your emotions, the person will not be able to manipulate you. If you respond calmly even if you hear rude things, or if you ignore them altogether and do your job, you become the one who controls yourself, and the other person becomes unable to shake you. As such, it emphasizes that controlling emotions is a way to protect yourself. The best way to fight evil people is not to be like them. Marcus Aurelius. Let me give you an example to make this quote easier to understand. Let's say, for example, at work, someone steals the credit of his colleagues and tries to be recognized only by himself. In this situation, if you compete by stealing other people's ideas or bad-mouthing others, eventually you become a person who acts the same way. But if you follow the teachings of this proverb, you will find ways to resolve them while being honest and dignified. For example, you could respond by emphasizing collaboration and promoting a team's performance fairly, or you could compete by consistently demonstrating your skills. This means that rather than trying to beat your opponent in a negative way, keeping your values and growing in the right way is the smartest choice. Don't waste your time on those who undermine you. They're already lowering themselves. Anonymous. I'll explain this quote with an example to make it easier to understand. For example, let's say that one person keeps saying things that undermine you at a group of friends. If you keep hearing things like, "You always make a lot of mistakes," or "You're not good at the job," you may naturally be offended and want to respond. But when you think of this quote, the person who says it is likely that he is actually feeling insecure or inferior. In other words, the psychology of trying to make yourself look superior by undermining others. Instead of being swayed by what they say and responding emotionally, calmly ignore it and go your own way is the smartest option. This is because such negative behavior itself is already lowering the person's value. That means reacting to someone who is undermining me is a waste of my time and energy. Conclusion. We may be shaken by our surroundings and people. Our response ultimately determines our lives. Growing up with dignity, not being swayed by bad guys. It's the smartest choice. How would you behave now? If you want to make me unshakable, remember these 3 quotes from today. Our emotions control our health.